Welcome to another Gooner Souls video where we're going to be discussing the William Saliba deal, his new shirt number, and what his future holds. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and leave a comment down below on what you think of William Saliba and his new deal. Are you for it or against it? Let's get into it. That's right. You heard right. Your ears are not deceiving you. William Saliba has signed a new contract with Arsenal. The rumoured amount being £200,000 per week, with a similar structure to the likes of Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, where there's going to be a base fee which is very low in terms of their weekly income, and then you've got a lot of performance-related bonuses, which are going to be related to many different things, such as clean sheets, when you look at goals, when you look at contributions to the team. Obviously, with defenders, it's going to be very different. The structure is going to be different in terms of what they can do to unlock those bonuses per game. It comes to winning trophies, you're going to get a huge payouts, the percentage of those payouts as well. So there's going to be a lot of media speculation and a lot of media scare to the fan base in regards to William Saliba. But what you've got to understand, these structures are made in a way to incentivize players to keep performing at the highest of levels, similar to what Barcelona, Manchester City of old used to do, and this Man City still do it to this day, where they kind of structure the deal so yes, they're earning maybe potentially 300 or north of £300,000 per week, but they've got to do a lot to get to that situation, to get to the point of maximizing their income. They've got to be performing at a very high level. You're talking clean sheets, you're talking tackles, you're talking, goal contributions, and just being able to pick up those man at the match awards, player of the month awards. So it's not like Saliba's going to drop off in performance and not be sort of motivated to keep going, because he knows he can earn a huge amount more just by performing on the pitch. Like I said, the rumoured amount's around £200,000 per week, and that's going to be something that's going to be given to him, for the immense season that he's had. He's going to lock him onto a 5 to 6 year deal, and that's going to be something that we can then entice him to staying. It could be also rumoured to be similar to sort of Bukayo Saka's, where it's a 3 year with the option. And the problem with these sort of deals is when you've got a player of the calibers of Bukayo Saka and Saliba, especially when you're talking very talented young players, they don't sign long-term deals. They tend to stay away from them to kind of protect themselves, but also for the club to protect themselves as well. If you tie them into too much of a long-term deal, things can go wrong and there's no exit clause. It's harder to move a player on or for the player to leave as well. So it kind of benefits both sides. Yes, the player does hold more kind of weight in the fact that there's less of a contract, more negotiations, but it's also the ability to negotiate a lowered wage. Because what you've also got to understand is what's the next contract going to hold. And the player is also going to want to maximize their sort of income because their careers aren't that long. So they're going to want to see shorter term deals being done so that way, if they perform to a high enough caliber, they're not losing out on what they could be earning. And it's kind of similar. We've still got to come to the table after 2 seasons to renegotiate and see what we can do with him. Then you move on to the big news, which he is going to be given the number 2 shirt. William Saliba, it has been announced, and a lot of huge reliable sources saying there's going to be a number change, plus obviously the new contract to keep him at the club for a significant amount of time. For us to be able to lock these players off, the likes of Martinelli, Saliba, Saka, all being signed to some form of a long-term contract, is exactly what we need to be doing. The fact that we got this done before the window opened is a sign of intent of what's to come. It's a sign of a clear plan and a clear progression route for these players. When you think about William Saliba, you've got to understand the kinds of clubs that were coming in for him. Manchester City, Real Madrid, the likes of Bayern Munich, the likes of Barcelona's, top teams that are currently winning are all eyeing for a move for Saliba, all looking at the contract situation, whether he signs or whether he doesn't, and whether they can pounce on the opportunity of enticing him and move away from Arsenal. And for us to be able to lock him down for another long-term deal is exactly what we need to be doing. These are prized assets at the age of 20 to 25. We're talking even younger in that case because you are talking Martinelli, Saliba, Saka being 21, Odegaard being tied down as well at the age of what, 23, 24. You look at Smith Rowe being given the number 10 and a new contract when he last season. All of these things are going to pay dividends when it comes time. Whether we want to sell them, whether they're going to be part of the long-term future of Arsenal, we've got both options. And it also allows us the flexibility to understand where the players' heads at and actually dictate a market price for these players. If we need to move them on, it's not going to be the case of old where they go for free or they go for a low fee. It's going to be hundreds of millions of pounds. It's going to be a case of we can demand a market fee for these players. And that's exactly the power that we need to be showing. It's not like Arsenal of old where a lot of these players were given away for free to rivals. And that's one of the biggest changes that we're seeing is we're no longer just giving our players away. It's a different Arsenal from top to bottom, from contract negotiation to transfers to the ambition from the owners, from the board, the manager, from the players. No one in this club is being a yes man at the moment. I mean, there's all positive signs come before the window and going into the window. Essentially, 3 done deals in Rice, Kai Havertz, and Urian Timbers. And then we've also locked down all of our young assets as well. There's going to be no doubt in their minds about their future. There's going to be no unsettling these players because they've committed to the club. If there was any ounce of doubt that they could have left the club or they're eyeing a move away, they would not have signed these contracts. And that's the key. It's going to keep unity. It's going to keep morale high. And it's going to stop all these rumors from coming out. Saliba eyeing a move to Real Madrid, all these sort of names coming out, disrupting the camping sense as well. And the unity that's being created by Mikel Arteta. So I'm happy with this deal. The fact that it has taken a little bit of time to announce, but the deal was done in principle. A lot of these things were agreed, but of course he went on holiday. He wanted to kind of take some time away, and he will come back after the signings of for Declan Rice and Urian Timbers. You will see someone like William Saliba being announced very shortly after. So keep an eye on the media because there's going to be a lot more information coming out. But let me know what you think about the speculations and the rumors about Saliba's contract structure and also the fact he's going to be wearing the number 2 shirt. Make sure you leave a subscribe, like, and comment down below all your thoughts. Take care, people.